What is the purpose of life? Now, this is one of the most difficult philosophical questions that humanity has dealt with throughout history. But theists claim to have found the answer through the creation and interpretation of religious texts. For Christians, the purpose of life comes from God, and they've been brought up to believe that without God, life has no meaning and it has no point. But you don't need God to have purpose in your life. Now, it's hard for a Christian to comprehend life without God, because to them, their existence isn't random, and it didn't happen by chance. And even if they believe in evolution, they think that everything happened in this universe to eventually create humanity, and them specifically. They were personally put on Earth as a part of God's plan, and because of this, their life has meaning. Their mere existence is part of a great and elaborate system set in motion by an omniscient and omnipotent being. With this viewpoint, atheists are wandering aimlessly through life, leading a pointless existence. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Because while an atheist can find purpose through understanding life itself, many theists hinge their reason for living to two questions: what happens before birth and what happens after death. And no, science can't fully explain either of these questions. And even though the nature of our existence is truly remarkable, science can't provide a comprehensive explanation for the meaning of our lives. But that doesn't mean that God is the answer. First, why were we born? Without the idea of God, humans don't actually need to exist. The universe was around for billions of years before mankind, and will be around for billions of years after. And while this may seem daunting and depressing, in fact, it's the opposite. Because in the vast and ever-changing history of our universe, the fact that we exist at all, to use a theistic term, is miraculous. Out of the infinite number of possible histories that could have happened, with an infinite number of outcomes, and out of the hundreds of trillions of people that could have been born, we few get to exist. It was a struggle for life to spring forth at all in this black and empty universe. So how is the incredibly difficult and complex chain of events that created humanity less meaningful than an all-powerful God simply wishing us into existence with a mere snap of his finger? Second, what happens after we die? According to Christians, humans live forever. Our souls go on for eternity. And depending how faithful you are to the Bible's teachings, you will spend that eternity in love and peace with God, or suffering infinite torture. Despite the prospect of endless brutal pain, the thought of an afterlife is considered a beautiful thing. For most theists, our life on earth is merely a stepping stone to another, greater existence. But if everything is eternal, if we never truly die, then how is anything we do actually important? If we're just part of God's plan, and our actions are either predetermined or part of an elaborate test from a higher being, then how are they in any way truly purposeful? The fact that we die, the fact that everything is finite, gives that much more meaning to everything we do. While a Christian finds purpose through servitude to God, an atheist is free to find his own purpose and his own happiness, and at the same time tackle the challenge of growing and succeeding as a people. Because we alone create the societies we live in, the laws we live under, and the type of civilization we want and ought to be. Without a universal plan set forth by a creator, the plan lies on us, and our actions do have consequences to the outcome of this world. What we do with our lives actually does matter. We may be alive for a very short period of time, but our works, deeds, and impact on our family, friends, and others will last long after we're gone. And my purpose is to make that impact as positive as humanly possible.